Let's talk about the rhythm of the English language. This is how your voice rises and falls as you speak. It's your intonation, your pace, your stress, and your volume. English is a rhythmic language. We don't say, she ate lunch. Da, da, da. We say, she ate lunch. Da, da, da. Today, you'll master the rhythm of English so you sound natural like a native speaker. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started.
She went to the cafe by the lake. Now I'll say it slow, and here's where you can focus on hearing which sounds are more stressed than others. She went to the cafe by the lake. Now I'll say it fast. She went to the cafe by the lake. So, can you put one word in the comments that you heard was a stressed word? Just put one of these words in the comments that you think you heard louder than the others. And to be more of a challenge, you can also put one word that you heard less than the others. So that would be the unstressed word. Okay, Nancy went cafe lake. Okay. Great job, Nancy. And then Ivana, hello. Sahar, hello. Azam, hello. Stefania, hello. Pravat, hello from India. Hello, Shazul, a former lorry driver. Wonderful to have you back. Woohoo, you're back. Nice to have you. Adriano, welcome from Brazil. Julia, Sahar. All right, everyone. So Hidaki heard cafe. Hello, Hidaki. And Valon heard cafe. Hello, Valon. Mansour, hello. How are you doing? I'm great. Another student from Brazil. Wonderful. Okay. Ayub heard cafe. Now, and hello, Manuel. So nice to have you. Now, also, why did you hear those words more than others? Do you know? Think about that. So here are the stressed words. She went to the cafe by the lake. So think about English stress and rhythm as sounds, because words are, of course, just sounds. So if you imagine as da da da, so da are unstressed, and then da are stress. Da 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 da. So that's the rhythm of English. English language has a very noticeable rhythm. So if you pronounce sounds like da 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 da, it will not sound natural in English because English is da 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 da. Isn't that fun? Sounds like music, doesn't it? So try that out loud. Da 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 da. So the da represents the unstressed sounds. And then you can just replace that with words. She went to the cafe by the lake. She went to the cafe by the lake. So instead of saying she went to the cafe by the lake, which does not sound like English, she went to the cafe by the lake. Now let's try this again. How about this? I will say it fast, I will say it slow, and I will say it fast. And then I'll show you the rhythm. But in the meantime, you can put in the comments which sounds that you hear are stressed and which sounds are unstressed. And do you know why? If anyone knows why, you can put that in the comments. And how does this compare to your native language? In your native language, do you have rhythm or is it more of da, 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 da? So let me know as well. Put that in the comments because it's really interesting to think about how this compares to your native language. Okay, so I'll say it fast, slow, and then fast. We had a picnic in the park. Now I'll say it slower. We had a picnic in the park. Now I'll say it fast. We had a picnic in the park. Now, which words are stressed? Okay. Bushra says picnic. Hidaki, Sahar. Park says Bushra as well. Picnic park. Okay. Okay. This student had picnic park. Sahar had picnic park. All right. Now, does anyone know why? No one has shared a reason yet. So let's see how this sounds in terms of rhythm and stress. Da 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 da. That's kind of fun to practice. So you can remember da da. So that's the sounds. Unstressed, da, stress, da 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 da. Okay, so you can just practice getting that rhythm first and then replace it with sounds. We had a picnic in the park. We had a picnic in the park. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. We had a picnic in the park. So notice how in the is so fast. In the, in the park. And now you understand why, because English is a rhythmic language. English is a stressed language. We don't want to hear da, 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 da. That is not the sounds of English. And hermano, because they are the most important words. Exactly, exactly. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, but you guys are doing awesome with your listening because you have the sounds. A lot of students hear it, and that's a very important part is if you can hear that rhythm, because if you don't hear it, it will be hard to imitate it, to shadow it, because when you shadow, you're just imitating. So you have to hear it yourself to imitate it. Okay, excellent. So if you are enjoying this video, if you're enjoying me making weird sounds, da 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 da, it's kind of fun for me actually. Put yes, 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 yes in the comments if you're enjoying it. Please like this video, subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson and every time I go live as well. So put yes, yes, yes in the comments. Okay, and also make sure you get this free speaking guide. It's absolutely free. You can read it on your computer or you can print it out and have a physical book like I have here. It's filled with my best tips and advice to help you speak English fluently and confidently in 6 easy steps. You can just go to this link on the screen. It's my website /free guide. It's in the description as well. All right, Anissa, Firdas, Corinne, Ranit, Anonymous, hello. Masood is enjoying this lesson. Sahar is awesome. I'm so happy to hear that, everyone. Woohoo, woohoo. Okay, let's keep going. And you are exactly right, Alexander. English is not a monotonous language. So it's not da, 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 da. When we hear speakers in English speak like that, we think it sounds boring. It makes you want to go to sleep. Okay. So, English is a stressed language. Is your language a stressed language? So you can put the name of your language and then yes or no in the chat. English is a stressed language. So the stressed words, you hear them, they're louder, but this is important. They're longer. The sound is longer. So these are the content words, the words that contain information, nouns, main verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Those are your main content words. Those are the ones that are going to be stressed. Now, the unstressed words, they're quieter, but they're fast, so they're shorter. These are function words, articles, prepositions, auxiliary verbs, very important, auxiliary verbs, and conjunctions. So these are your unstressed words. How about this one? Okay, so I will say it fast, slow, and fast. You can open your mouth and shadow, repeat after me. But then also, I want you to identify the stressed words in the comments as well. Okay, isn't this dog so cute? So I'll say it fast, slow, fast. Pay attention to that stress, the rhythm. The dog is running with a ball. Now I'll say it slow. The dog is running with a ball. The dog is running with a ball. Da 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 da. The dog is running with a ball. Okay, so Izam got it. Yes, Stefania, that dog is really cute. It actually took me a long time to find this picture because I wanted a really cute dog running with a ball. Bushra, dog running ball. Exactly, exactly. Dog running ball. You got it. You got it. Woohoo. Very smart students. The dog is running with a ball. And I'm so glad that my smart students here, you knew that is an auxiliary verb. So we don't say the dog is running. We don't need to hear that auxiliary verb. The dog is running. Da 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 da. The dog is running. Da 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 da. All right. How about this one? A little bit longer of a sentence. So, what are the words that contain information? The content words. I'll say it fast, slow, fast. And I know you're doing a lot. You're already thinking about the content words, the stress, but I also want you to repeat after me because it's very important you practice. You can always watch this lesson again, and the second time you can just practice. And this time I know you're absorbing a lot of information. Okay, so say it fast, slow, fast. We stayed late to work on the report. That was a little bit slow. I'll say it slow again. We stayed late to work on the report. We stayed late to work on the report. Okay. Boriana has stayed work report. Okay. Bushra, stayed late work report. Same with Jose. Mansoor, exactly. Yasmin, very nice. So I would stress late personally because it provides information. It tells you how you stayed early, late, because think about it. If it doesn't provide information, then why is it there? Right? Because adverbs are not required in English. So there's no reason to include it if it's not important information, which is why adverbs and adjectives are generally stressed because they're not required information. So if you add an adverb or an adjective, you want the person to know that information. It's important to your message. So that's the reason why we generally stress adverbs and adjectives. So again, think about it as that rhythm. Da 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 da. So notice how English isn't always a single pattern of rhythm. So this one's a little difficult musically because you have da 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 da. So this one's a little hard for me to even represent musically. Da 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 da. It's a little tricky. So we stayed late to work on the report. We stayed late. Da da da. We stayed late. Now da da to work. Da 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 on the report. Da 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 da. We stayed late to work on the report. Okay. Yes, Christoph. Life is rhythm. Pronunciation is understanding and improving your pronunciation is very musical. If you, in English at least, if you understand musical concepts, you will have an easier time because you can just see the words or hear the words as rhythm and sound, which will help you. Okay. How about this one? A little bit longer as well. So we started with some easier sentences. Now we're moving on to longer sentences. Yes, we are live. Thank you, Stefania, for answering that. Okay. Hello, Edward from Poland. Nice to have you here. So, how about this? I'll say it fast, slow, and then fast, and think about the rhythm. Think about the content words, the stressed words, and see if you can Hear that da 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 da. What is the sound of it? The doctor reviewed the results with the patient. The doctor reviewed the results with the patient. The doctor reviewed the results with the patient. Okay, so Manuel has doctor reviewed results, patient. Same with Ivana and Stella and Azam, Mario. Excellent, excellent. Okay, very nicely done, everyone. So, da 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 da. This is the same stress as the last sentence, which is interesting. Now it's easier for me to do. Da 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 da. The doctor reviewed the result with the patient. Da 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 da. The doctor reviewed the results with the patient. Okay, so hopefully you're practicing this out loud as well. And again, you can watch this again and practice the second time. How about this one? Same thing. Okay, excellent job. SMVM. I don't know what that stands for, some sort of gaming thing. I'm glad you got the idea. Yes, I'm so glad. And it's one thing to understand it more intellectually, but then another thing to use it yourself. Okay, so what do we have here? What are the content words? So I'll say it fast, slow, fast. The garden is filled with beautiful flowers. The garden is filled with beautiful flowers. The garden is filled with beautiful flowers. All right, Radwa got it. Daniela got it. Woohoo! Ivana got it. Literature got it. Sandlot got it. Hidaki got it. Awesome job. Okay, so these are the content words. Da 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 da. The garden is filled with beautiful flowers. The garden is filled with beautiful flowers. So you can think about it as just da's, da 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 da, and then replace that. So get the rhythm and then replace it with words once you have the rhythm. Okay. Okay. So we were talking about the individual words that are stressed. Now, to make things a little more complicated, because why make it easy? Let's make it a little more complicated for you. I know you've got it. Let's talk about syllable stress in words. Do you know this concept? What is this? Now, I want you to say this word out loud, okay? And then I want you to think about the syllable stress in this word. So, what is this? So, of course, you know it. You know what this is. So far, of course, knows it. Jacques, coconut. Mansour knows it. Of course, you know what this is for sure. Now, what's the stress? I see some students who have it in the comments, which is excellent. Excellent. Now, when you say this word in English, we don't want to say da, da, da. So there are three sounds. When you learn vocabulary and you're focusing on pronunciation specifically, you take a word, no matter how long it is, and you just think about that word as sounds. Not the whole word. Just think about it as sounds. So there are three sounds. Those sounds are called syllables. Syllables. There are three syllables, three sounds. We do not want to say da, da, da. Just like our sentence, we didn't want to say da, da, da in the sentence. But what about the words in the sentence? We don't want to say da, da, da. So I don't want to say banana, 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 da, da, da. So that we don't want to do. Now, many of the students have it. Excellent job. Excellent job. Very nice. Very nice. Mansoor got it as well. Okay, excellent job. So you want to say it like this. So notice two things. I made the middle sound physically larger because remember, the stressed sound is larger, is louder and longer. So your volume increases and then the length of the sound increases. So you can show that in writing by making it physically larger. So it's louder, longer. Okay. But now notice what I did to the first and third sound, the first and third syllable. I changed the spelling from a ba to a ba. Because when I say ah, my mouth opens more. The sound is easier to understand. It's more stressed. But when I say ba, notice my mouth doesn't open very wide. Ba, because that's the unstressed sound. Because when you say a sound quickly, how do you do that? By not opening your mouth very wide. So I have to make the stress sound louder and longer, but I have to make the unstressed sounds quieter and shorter. Okay. So banana, b, not ba, b, b, banana. So repeat after me banana, da da, banana, da, banana. So you can think of individual words as sounds as well. That pattern of stress, da da, banana, banana. Okay. Now, this is the phonetic spelling in the dictionary. So this is from the Cambridge Dictionary, which is the one that I use. Now notice two things. You don't need to know how to read the phonetic spelling if you don't want to. If you want to, that's fine. But if you don't want to, that's okay. But there are two things you should notice about the phonetic spelling that are extremely important. This dash that I have highlighted, that tells you where the stressed syllable is. And it's the stressed syllable that follows. Okay. So you have the dash, and then whatever sound follows it is the stressed syllable. So if you're not sure how to pronounce a word, you should use an audio dictionary and you can look at the phonetic spelling and notice where the syllable stress is because that's extremely important. The other important thing to know about phonetic spelling is this upside down E is the schwa. So notice how the first and third vowel in the phonetic spelling become the schwa because they're unstressed. So it's more of an The sound is just more in your throat. Whereas if I say ah, the sound is at my lips, but if I say the sound is here. So these two things are important to know to understand rhythm and stress in English. The syllable stress and the unstressed schwa. Okay, so now important question. How do you say this man's name? And we can focus just on his first name. I included his last name just so you know who he is. First of all, do you know who this is? He's a celebrity chef. He's a British, well, actually, he's Scottish, but he speaks with a very formal British accent. And he is a celebrity chef. Now, how do you say his first name? We'll just focus on his first name. And I'm asking this because he has a TV show where he goes around the world and he cooks local cuisine of wherever he's visiting. But I watch this show and I always I always notice that whenever he is talking to non-native speakers, they say his name wrong because they don't understand the syllable stress. So when I'm listening to this show, and let's say he's going to Brazil or Spain or anywhere, Ethiopia, the person who greets him says, "Hello, Gordon. Hello, Gordon. Hello, Gordon." That's how they greet him. But that's not his name. That's not how he says his name. And that's not how native speakers say his name, because this is saying it as da da, da da, Gordon, Gordon, da da. That's not the pattern of the English language. Gordon, Gordon. So notice that ON at the end of his name is pronounced as in, in, but it's unstressed. So you have to pronounce the gore louder and longer, and then the din very fast. Dada, Gordon, Gordon, Gordon. So remember those two important things that you need to know from the phonetic spelling. This is the phonetic spelling of his name. And notice we have that dash at the very beginning, which tells you that is the stressed sound. And then that final O is an upside down E, which tells you it's the unstressed sound. So it's not Gordon. That's not how you say his name. It's Dada, Gordon, 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 Gordon. That is the stress, the rhythm of the English language. Okay, so now this is syllable stress within a word. This is a general guideline. This is not a rule. There are many exceptions. This is a guideline. It works some of the time. It does not work all the time. But if you had to guess what the syllable stress is, this is a good guideline to follow. Nouns, adjectives, and adverbs, the stress is on the first syllable. Verbs, the stress is on the second syllable. This is a guideline, not a rule. So based on this guideline, let's identify the stressed words, but then you also have to identify the stressed syllables. Okay, so we're doing two things now. So here, you can first identify the stressed words and then look at those words and ask yourself where the syllable stress is in the individual word. Okay, so I'll say it fast, I'll say it slow, and I'll say it fast. The teacher explained the lesson clearly. The teacher explained the lesson clearly. The teacher explained the lesson clearly. So when I said it like that, slowly, hopefully you heard the stress in the words. The teacher explained the lesson clearly. Okay, yes. Excellent, Manuel. Exactly. Clearly. Dada. Clearly. Clearly. Dada. Okay, very nice. Excellent job, Glazids. Practicing. Lesson. Lesson. Dada. Da-da. Explain. Explain. Da-da. Da-da. Explain. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Okay. Okay. So here, most of the words are content words. The only unstressed words are the teacher, dada, teacher, dada, explain, da-da, explained. Now the ED is just pronounced as a soft D, explained. So the ED does not add an extra syllable. Da-da, explained. The dada, the lesson, clearly, dada. So you're thinking about which words are important, and then you're thinking about the syllable stress in those words. So understanding this will help you truly sound like a native speaker and truly make sure that your pronunciation is correct as well. Because if you use the wrong syllable stress, let's take the word lesson, da, but you reverse it and you say da, lesson, lesson, lesson. It doesn't sound right. The word does not sound correct. So if you went up to someone and said, "Can you tell me about the lesson?" They might be like, "Excuse me? What'd you say? What do you mean? What are you asking?" They it's possible that they don't understand you because you have the incorrect syllable stress. So syllable stress within a word matters. Okay, how about this one? So what are the content words? And then with those content words, what is the syllable stress? I'll say it fast, slow, and fast. She invited us to the party on Friday. She invited us to the party on Friday. She invited us to the party on Friday. All right. So, what are the content words? Hidaki, she invited us to the party on Friday. Ooh, good job. Good job, Hidaki. All right. Glazides, she invited us to the party on Friday. Very nice. Yeah, excellent job, everyone. Excellent job. Very nice practicing. Yes, very nice. So notice here, let's take the word invited. This ed functions as an extra syllable. Invited, invited. There are 3 sounds. But that ed isn't stressed. So it's the second syllable that's stressed. Invited, da, invited, da, invited. She invited us to the party, party, on Friday, da. So far, this matches our guideline. Invited is a verb. The stress is on the second syllable. Party is a noun. Stress is on the first syllable. Friday is a noun. Stress is on the first syllable. Friday. I-day. Remember, though, that's a guideline. It's not a rule, and there are many exceptions to this. Okay. How about this one? I'll say it fast, slow, and fast. She arrived at the airport in the morning. She arrived at the airport in the morning. She arrived at the airport in the morning. So are you hearing that stress, that musicality? Da 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 da. She arrived at the airport in the morning. And notice how fast that at the airport in the morning, because they're unstressed. She arrived at the airport in the morning. Da 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 da. Now, what is the stress within those words? Let's see. Sandlar got one. Dada. Airport. Airport. Okay, excellent job. A lot of students got that one. Very good, Manuel. Okay, let's see. Quite a few students had the R stressed. Now, the important thing about syllable stress is also remember that even though there are other words like A, I, R, all of that is a syllable, it's the vowel. The vowel is what you hear the most. So arrive. Now, if you're not sure, is it the first syllable or the second syllable? Do it both ways. So is it arrive, arrive, or arrive, arrive? Which one sounds better to you? Arrive, arrive, da, or da, arrive, arrive. Which one sounds better? So if you're not sure, do it both ways. But remember, the best way to confirm is to look at the dictionary and to see that dash. And then that tells you where the stress syllable is. And then also listen to the audio dictionary. Yeah, Hidaki, arrive, da, arrive. That sounds more natural than arrive, arrive, da, arrive. Don't worry, Glazette. Don't worry. A lot of times when I do this exercise with students, they identify the wrong syllable, but then when I ask them to say it, they say it with the right syllable. So sometimes it's just a matter of misidentifying the syllable, but they know how to pronounce it. So don't worry about it. It's a difficult concept when you're not used to thinking about words as sounds, because that's what we're doing here. We're really not focusing on the word, we're focusing on the sound. So the sound is da, arrive, not da, arrive. Okay, she arrived at the airport in the morning. So this follows our pattern. Arrive is a verb. Now, the ED doesn't add an extra syllable in this case, so it's arrived. So it's two sounds. Airport, dada, is a noun, and then morning, dada, is a noun as well. Manuel, arrived is two syllables. This is important because when ED adds an extra syllable, it adds an id sound. So it is not pronounced as arrived. No, it's arrived, arrived. There's two sounds. Okay. Excellent job, everyone. How about this beautiful house here? It looks so serene, tranquil. I'll say fast, slow, and then fast. He bought a cottage on the river. He bought a cottage on the river. He bought a cottage on the river. Are you hearing it as sounds now? When I say it, I just keep thinking da, da. I hear the sounds. Okay, da. He bought a cottage on the river. Da. Now, what is the syllable stress within the individual words? Okay, well, there's one important thing to remember. Now, Sandlark, sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Exactly, bought. That's the pronunciation of it for sure. You're very right. A cottage is generally a vacation home where you spend small amounts of time, but you don't live there all the time. And it's usually a little more rustic as a regular home. Okay, so one thing, okay, so we have syllable stress here from James, but the Mansour has it on the T's. Okay, we'll talk about that as well. Da. First of all, if a word only has one syllable, there's no syllable stress. So it's just da, bought. because there has to be two sounds in order for one of those individual sounds to be louder or longer. There is only one sound in the word bought, so there is no syllable stress. Bought. He bought. But cottage, dada, cottage. Now, that's why for Mansoor, that's why I said we'll talk about this, because although I have the COTT as the stress syllable, it's always the vowel. It's always the vowel. Okay. So it's really that ah sound. Caw, caw, that ah. That's what you hear the most. Cottage, cottage. And then river. So this one is dada, river, dada, dada, river, river. Okay, he bought a cottage on the river. Da 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 da. Excellent job, everyone. Excellent job. Woohoo! You got it, Shazul. Excellent. All right. Exactly, Sandy. Exactly. All right. Excellent job. How about this one? So I'll say fast, slow, and then fast. And think about those content words, and then think about the stress on the words. The doctor quickly reviewed the patient's file. The doctor quickly reviewed the patient's file. The doctor quickly reviewed the patient's file. Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you, Renan. Yes, like this video, please. It definitely does help. Yes, like, woohoo. Thank you so much. Okay, yes, Sandy, quickly. Doctor, excellent job hearing these. Yes, very nicely done. The doctor quickly reviewed the patient's file. Exactly, doctor. Yeah. Very nicely done. Okay, so here are the content words. Da 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 da. So the doctor quickly reviewed, because doctor is the noun, quickly is the adverb, and review is the main verb. And then patient's file. So patient functions as the adjective. It tells you whose file, the patient's file. Okay, now those are the content words. And then the stress, which most of you got, doctor. So remember, this is just like Gordon. That OR at the end is not or. It's not doctor. Doctor. That's not right. That doesn't sound right to you. Doctor. That's not how you say it. You know that. Doctor. Doctor. So that N sound is just that very fast. And now you understand why this happens. Because if you look in a phonetic dictionary, that OR is just going to be the schwa. That O is going to be the schwa, and there's going to be a dash in front of the D telling you that's the stress syllable. The doctor, dada, doctor, the doctor, quickly, dada, quickly, reviewed, da, because review is a verb, and the ED doesn't add an extra syllable. So it's da, reviewed. So it's just a very soft D at the end. Da, reviewed. The patience, pay. So notice how you hear that A, patience. Patience, file, file, file. So let's try this again. Here's your sentence. I'll say it and think of which words you hear more than others. So they're the stressed words. They're louder and longer. We drove through the mountains last weekend. We drove through the mountains last weekend. We drove through the mountains last weekend. Okay. So any words? Any words that you heard louder or longer than others? And look at this picture. I would certainly love to drive through this beautiful scenery. This student heard drove, mountains. Okay. Hello, Dorota. Mountains, said Ariel. Very good, everyone. Let's look at it. Da-da, da-da-da, da-da. Da-da, da-da-da, da-da. So that's the rhythm. That's the pattern that you want. So think of it in terms of music. Because if you change the pattern and you go da-da, it would be we drove. We drove through. Da-da-da. We drove through. We drove through. We drove through the mountains last weekend. We drove through the mountains last weekend. Da-da, da-da-da, da-da. We drove through the mountains last weekend. The cat jumped onto the counter. The cat jumped onto the counter. Azam was, wow, very quick. Way to go, Azam. Cat jumped counter. Cat counter. Cat counter. Very good. Very good. All right. Hello, all the way to Jordan and Iran. Cat counter. Jelani said cat jump counter. Yeah, because verbs are important, because verbs are action words. Without it, I don't know what the cat did. If I just heard cat counter, I might not have enough information. But if I hear the action, cat jumped counter, okay, I can put the rest together. So yes, jump is the main verb. Auxiliary verbs, we don't need to hear, but the main verb is important. Yes, jump is an action verb. Exactly. Okay, so musically, it will be da 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 da. The cat jumped onto the counter. The cat jumped onto the counter. The cat jumped onto the counter. Da 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 da. And yes, that kid is so cute. Maybe it's a little kitten. I don't know if this is a full-size cat. It looks like a little kitten. Okay. Cat jumped counter. Exactly. Exactly. Now, I really hope you're opening your mouth and you're practicing this as well, because you don't want to say the cat jumped onto the counter. That's not English. But I hear a lot of people speak like that, especially in certain countries where their own native languages might not have the concept of stress and unstressed, because that's not all languages, right? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've always loved music as well. Yes, my cat also jumps onto the counter very frequently. Okay, so the cat jumped onto the counter. Da 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 da. Make sure you're repeating that and practicing that as well. Now, let's try this. We have content words that are stressed, and we have function words that we don't need to hear because they're just there for grammar. So I will say this, and you think of which ones are the ones you hear louder and longer, the content words. The client emailed us the report yesterday. The client emailed us the report yesterday. The client emailed us the report yesterday. Okay. What do you think? What do you think? Which one do you need? And Marcel, the counter is the surface. So a raised surface in a kitchen or in a store. This looks like a convenience store. The counter is where you would put your plate and eat your meal, for example, or where you prepare your food. Okay, Hidaki said, client email report yesterday. A lot of people had that. Wow, great job. Yeah, and Mirik, that's a good one. And this is the thing, there are some flexibility. There's some flexibility in this area as well. It also depends on if you, as the speaker, if you think a piece of information is very important to understand, well, then you can stress that even if it isn't technically a content word. So, for example, if it's extremely important that us is heard, then you would stress it, even though it's not normally stressed. So, there is always that flexibility. But if you don't have certain ones that you want to stress, then the rule is to stress the content words. So, for example, client, email, report, yesterday. Alexander, nouns are generally stressed. Sometimes subject nouns are not stressed. And again, this just is really preference. Is it important that the person hears who the subject is? Or if it's obvious based on context, then it's not as important. Okay, great job, everyone. Emailed. So the ED is just pronounced as a soft D, but that E at the beginning is very stressed. So email, email, email. And then you just add the soft D at the end. Emailed, 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 emailed. Now notice here, native speakers love using the methods of communications as verbs. Now, more textbook English uses them only as nouns. And then they might use a verb like the client sent an email, for example. But this is using the verb email. That's why it's in the past simple. The client emailed us the report yesterday. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. The client emailed us the report yesterday. The client emailed us the report yesterday. Okay, so those are the standard. But again, like I said, there's flexibility in this, and you can choose to stress a different word if you really want to emphasize that word, because that's basically what stress does. It makes sure that if you only hear certain words, you can understand the idea. Okay, let's keep going, everyone. Yeah, so this concept, Soul asked about the pronunciation of the T in report. Now, when I say the word and I'm just saying the word report, I would say the T. Or if report came at the end of the sentence, I would say the T. Because pronouncing the T forces you to pause. And when you have it in the middle of a sentence, you don't want that pause. So this is called a flap T. When you put your mouth in the T position, report. So my mouth is in the T position, my tongue is curled, but I just don't go like this with my tongue. So listen to me pronounce the T, report. I just release my tongue, but it creates a puff of air. So when I do a flap T, I just keep my tongue in this position, report. Now, native speakers, we do not need to hear the T in order to understand the sound or the word, I should say. The same thing, flap T, stop T, same thing. It's the concept of not pushing out that final sound because it creates a puff of air. Okay, let's keep going. How about this one? I'll say it out loud and you can think of which sounds are heard louder or longer than others. Which ones are the content words? The team finished the design for the conference. The team finished the design for the conference. The team finished the design for the conference. What do you think? Did any stick out to you as being louder or longer? Dylan said, team finished design conference. This student agrees. Ahmed agrees as well. Okay, okay. Mirik agrees. Sometimes it's pretty easy because in this case, we just have prepositions and articles. Prepositions and articles are generally not pronounced, not stressed. They are pronounced. They're not stressed, which means I don't say da da. I don't say the team. Okay. I don't say da da, the team. I say da da, the team. So everyone repeat after me. If you are in a public place, that's okay. People aren't paying attention to you anyway. Trust me. Okay. Da da, the team. Repeat after me. Do the da-das as well. You don't have to do it with your hands. I just do it. But if you want to, you can. Da-da, the team. Da-da, the team. Now imagine it were reversed. Now you don't have to say this because it might confuse you, but imagine it were da-da, the team. Da-da, the team. Or da-da, the team. Now, maybe you really want to emphasize that article, the. It's possible, but there's probably only certain cases where you would really want someone to hear the. Okay. In a general sense, you wouldn't care if the person heard it or not because it's a function word. It's there for grammar. And that's why it's da da, the team. Da da, the team. Da da da, the team finished. Da da da, the team finished. Da 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 da, the team finished the design. So it's easier now because you have the team, the design, the conference for all of those. And if it were a team, a design, a conference, it would be the same thing, a team, a design, a conference. It's still there, but there's no reason to emphasize them. Yeah, exactly. So if you choose to emphasize it for whatever reason, it would be louder and longer. So you can think of it as stronger if that makes sense to you. Absolutely. So that's why it might help thinking of it in terms of just music, sound. So it would be da da, the team, da da, the team. That would be emphasizing the team, da da, the team, the team. Okay, so let's try this again all together. Repeat after me. Da da, the team, da da da, the team finished. Da 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 da, the team finished the design. Da 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 da. Woo, that's hard. The team finished the design for the conference. Da 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 da. The team finished the design for the conference. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. Let's keep going, everyone. Oh, I didn't even show you the right answer, but everyone got it. So you knew it. You knew it. Okay. Oh, isn't this cute? I'll say it, and you think of the stressed words, the ones you hear louder and longer, the content words. The chicken is eating from his hand. 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 Now, really think of it just as sound. The English language, any language, is sound produced by your vocal cords. It's music. You can think of it in terms of music. So try to understand the rhythm of the language. Just like if you were playing an instrument, the rhythm would completely change the song. You could take the same notes and play them in a different rhythm, and the song would sound totally different. And this is why it's such an important concept in English, because you can take these same words, but if you change the rhythm, it will sound different. Now, it may not sound bad, or it may sound bad, because if you don't add any rhythm, just like that piano key, da, 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 that's pretty boring. Nobody wants to go to a concert and hear a musician go, da, 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 da. Nobody wants that, right? But if the musician changes the rhythm, it becomes interesting. So again, the chicken is eating from his hand. Da 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 da. The chicken is eating from his hand. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Doesn't that sound more interesting than da 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 da? Da 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 da. So chicken is the noun. Eating is the main verb. Is the auxiliary verb. Native speakers, we don't need to hear the auxiliary verb in order to understand the meaning. The chicken is eating from his, they're prepositions. And then hand is a content word, because imagine it were from his hat instead of hand, or from his foot instead of hand. It changes the content, it changes the idea. So, my amazing students, you got it. You got it. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad, I'm glad you're learning a lot. I think this is a really interesting concept, especially if it's different from your native language. If your native language has a different way of adding rhythm or stress to the words. Woohoo! Jesse got it. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, what we were looking at was syllable stress, which words are stressed. Okay. But we have to make this a little more complex. I mean, everyone got the idea. So now let's move on and make this a little more complex, because there is also syllable stress in words. So in one word, like my name, maybe your name, there's syllable stress as well. So I want you to say this word out loud. Say it out loud, And then as you say it out loud, ask yourself which sound in this word is stressed. Because there are 3 sounds in this word, okay? Only one is stressed. So is it the first one? Is it da da da? Is it the second one? Da da da? Or is it the third one? Is it da da da? Hmm. Well, it is not da da da, which is tomato. So those are the 3 sounds. To, may, to. Those are the 3 sounds. Now, ask yourself, let's do this as an experiment. So if you don't know which sound is stressed in a word, first of all, just look in a dictionary. It will tell you. But second of all, try it. So is it the first one? Everyone, what would it sound like if the first sound was stressed? It would be da da da, tomato. Is that how you say it? I would like a tomato. A tomato. What do you think? Yes? No? Let's try the second one. I would like a tomato. Da da da. Tomato. Da da da. What do you think? Yes? No? Now the third one. I would like a da da da. Tomato. 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 So that's how you can ask yourself. You can change the stress and then see which one sounds correct. So, which one sounds correct? The second one. Hopefully, you said it. Logan's like, obviously, the second one. May got it as well. Patricia got it. Very nice. Very nice. Christy got it. Hidaki got it. Awesome. Awesome. Second one. Second one. Okay. Yes. Very good, everyone. So it's tomato, da da da, tomato, tomato. But did you notice what happens? Because I take my 3 sounds, toe, may, toe, but because the second one is stressed, the first and third become unstressed. So the unstressed sounds change. It changes from a toe to, because that's the unstressed sound. So it's ta, tomato. Now, native English speakers in North America, we would pronounce the final T as a soft D. I wouldn't say toe. When it becomes unstressed, I would say do, do, a soft do. Tomato, da da da, tomato, da da da, tomato, da da da. So that's why these pronunciation changes happen. It's because certain sounds are stressed and certain sounds are unstressed. And that's exactly what we have in this word. Okay, now to help you understand this, the dictionary is very helpful. First of all, just try to listen to a native speaker use the word in a natural context. But you can also look at the phonetic dictionary. And I've highlighted some important things to know. This dash above the M tells you that the syllable that follows the dash is the stressed syllable. So that's how you know that may is stressed, because there's a dash before it. Okay. So the dash tells you where the stress is. That's very important. Another important thing in the phonetic alphabet is to understand this upside down E, which is the unstressed sound. It sounds more like an ta, ta. Now, a lot of students think that the fact that I pronounce it as dough instead of toe is like slang or informal. No, that's not correct. Because in the dictionary, you will see that there's this little hat. I guess I'll call it a hat underneath the T. Now that tells you that you want a flap T, which is a soft D sound. So the phonetic spelling for the American pronunciation tells you to say tomato. Tomato. That's exactly what the phonetic spelling is. So you can always look at the dictionary because it will tell you natural pronunciation, but you have to understand some very specific things about the phonetic alphabet. So hopefully that will help you. Okay, let's keep going. And keeping in mind what we just said, who is this beautiful woman, this beautiful, talented woman? What's her name? Say her name out loud. Even if you are in public, nobody will care if you say this woman's name out loud. So say it out loud, but think about syllable stress, okay? Because her name is not Taylor. So those are the two sounds, Taylor. If you look at the spelling, that is what her name looks right. Taylor. Da, 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 da. Taylor. That's not her name. Just like it's not tomato. Da, da, da. Her name is Taylor. Taylor. So the LOR in her name is unstressed. We know that because this dash in front of the T tells you to stress that sound. So you know that tay is stressed. Tay. But then because LOR is unstressed, you see in the phonetic spelling, the O becomes the schwa, which is uh. So in this case, it becomes lur, lur, Taylor, Taylor. Taylor. So it becomes an unstressed sound. Lur, 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 lur. Yeah, if you want to think of it as LUH, that could be, well, it's not a H sound because it's a. Yeah. Maybe in British English, they wouldn't pronounce the R, but Taylor Swift is American. She doesn't pronounce her name as Taylor with a sound. It's You want that that very strong There's no at the end. It's Taylor, Taylor, Dada, Taylor, lur, Taylor, Taylor. Her name is Taylor Swift. And that's why it's not Taylor. Okay, let's keep going. So here are some guidelines. I say guidelines because there are exceptions. There are many words that do not follow these guidelines. But if you didn't know and you had to guess, you should follow these guidelines because they will be correct about 80% of the time. So the guidelines are nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Stress is on the first syllable. That's why with Taylor, it's dada. It's not Taylor, Taylor, or Taylor. Da. It's not. It's dada. tailor, because it's a noun, a noun. Okay. And now verbs, the stress is on the second syllable. So just remember nouns, adjectives, adverbs, first syllable, verbs, second syllable. Remember, this is a guideline, it is not a rule. Okay. It will work about 80% of the time. Let's keep going. And Alexander, yeah, that R sound, R is such an important American English pronunciation sound. It is very important to master that sound. And honestly, I have helped many students greatly improve their pronunciation of R. It's absolutely possible. It just takes practice, repetition, and patience. Okay. But make sure you're learning directly from native audio in context. And pronunciation is all about your mouth. So you have to think about the position of your lips, the position of your tongue, and then where the sound is. So practicing pronunciation is really helpful if you do it in front of a mirror, because you really want to see what your mouth is doing. Okay, so that's my quick advice for you. So now your task for the next section of this lesson is you need to identify the stressed words. So remember, we had the cat is jumping on the counter, and we had cat, jump, counter. That's the words. But then there's also a syllable. So in the word, for example, counter, there are two sounds. It's not counter, da da. It's da da. Counter, da da. Counter. That's why the guideline is the stress is on the first sound for nouns. Counter, da da. Don't worry, I have helped many Taiwanese students, as well as many students from all across Asia, improve their R. Yes, it's difficult, but that's okay. It's a challenge. You can absolutely improve your R. You can have an amazing sounding R. I know it's possible. Okay. And that's great. Sometimes your native language, it has the correct sound. So it's easy for you to master. So that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So your task, the stressed words and the syllables. So as a hint, any word that is more than one syllable, there's stress. There's a stress sound and an unstressed sound. Okay. But if the sound is only one syllable, there is no stress. So just keep that in mind. There's no word stress. It's certainly possible that that word will be stressed, but within the word, there is no stress. All right. So I will say this, and you think of both word stress and syllable stress. The woman bought flowers at the market. The woman bought flowers at the market. The woman bought flowers at the market. So, which words do you hear louder and longer? And then within the words that have two syllables, for example, woman, it's not da da. It's either woman, da da, or it's da da, woman, or da da, woman. So which is it? Is it woman or woman? Woman or woman? Which one? Okay. So we have woman, flower, market, Mm. Bought flowers. Exactly. Woman. Yeah. So is it dada, woman, or is it da, woman, da, woman, 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 woman? Which one sounds better to you? Now, we could take it with the word, let's do market because we have two sounds. So it's not da da, market. So is it dada, market, or is it da da, market? Market, market. Which one? Okay, so we have, so the stressed words, the content words are woman, bought, flowers, market. Because we have noun, verb, noun, noun. Now, bought doesn't have syllable stress because it's only one syllable. Bought. Bought. It's impossible to have a stressed syllable and an unstressed syllable with only one syllable. So you're right. Awesome job, Manuel. No stress because there's only one syllable. So it's bought. Bought. A student asked me about the pronunciation. Just remember, it's exactly the same as this, like a chat bot, bot, a robot, bot, bot. Exactly the same pronunciation. Okay, so with our exercise, it's woman, dada, bought, dada, flowers, market. So our guideline worked. Our guideline worked because we have three nouns, woman, flowers, market, and the syllable stress is on the first syllable. Our guideline works about 80% of the time. Okay. Now, the, at, their articles and prepositions, so we don't need to stress them. They're function words. Let's keep going. How about this? I'll say it out loud, and you think about which words are the stressed words. And then if you want to take a word that's more than two syllables, you can also think about the stressed syllable in a word because every word that's more than two syllables has a stressed syllable and an unstressed syllable. Okay, so I'll say this and you can decide. My brother cooks dinner on Fridays. 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 What do you think? Oops. Wing had brother, dinner, Friday. Reem had brother. Yeah, so is it dada, brother, or is it da, brother, brother? So what do you think? Brother, 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 brother. Dinner, 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 dinner. Friday, 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 Friday. So that's the difference between syllable stress. And that's what it sounds like to a native speaker if you don't have the correct syllable. Okay. Let's keep going. My brother cooks. So cooks is a content word because it's a verb. But there's no syllable stress because there's only one syllable. Dinner Fridays. My and on, their function word, they're I keep saying that. They're yeah, they are function words. They're function words. I got it right. They're function words. They're there for grammar. And yes, you could choose to stress that word if there was a reason. If you wanted to stress, no, 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 not her brother, my brother. You absolutely could stress my if there was a reason. But if there's no reason to stress it, then you generally wouldn't. So just know it is possible to stress other words. So my and on just generally would not be stressed unless there's a reason. So thinking of it musically, da 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 da. My brother cooks dinner on Fridays. Da 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 da. Okay. How about this one? So again, you can think of the stressed words and then the syllable stress in words that are more than one syllable. And I'll say it out loud. The baby is sleeping peacefully in his crib. 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 What do you think? Well, let's just think for baby, baby. So we know it's not da da, baby. So is it baby or is it baby? Baby, baby. I'm sure you know that sounds weird. Like I can't even say it without laughing because it sounds really funny to say baby. So that's not it. Of course, it's baby, baby. Everybody knows that because it's so common in music to hear that word. Okay. So the baby is sleeping peacefully in his crib. So crib is one syllable. There's no syllable stress, but it is a content word because it gives you information that you need to know. So crib, it's a noun. Now, baby, that's also a noun. So you stress it. Now, sleeping, this is the main verb, is the auxiliary verb. We don't need to stress it because it's there for grammar. It's a function word. It's not content. It doesn't provide information, it provides grammar. So sleeping, eeping. You hear that E sound. So it's da da. It's not sleeping, sleeping. It's sleeping, sleeping. Now, peacefully is an adverb. Adverbs and adjectives are generally stressed because they're optional words. Native speakers, well, anyone, not just native speakers, people include adverbs and adjectives because they want to provide information. It's important for you to know how the baby is sleeping. That's part of the message. So it's a content word. The baby is sleeping peacefully in his crib. Da 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 da. The baby is sleeping peacefully in his crib. Da 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 da. Okay, awesome job, everyone. It seems like you really understand this concept, but I can't hear you. And that's the thing. It's one thing to just be able to write it down, but are you pronouncing it correctly. And that's where it's really important to get feedback from a native speaker or someone who is very trained in providing feedback on pronunciation. So hopefully you have that. Okay, how about this one? This will be our last one. So again, the content words and then the syllable stress within those words. They're building a library beside the school. 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 What do you hear? Now, this is interesting because I noticed when I was saying it, I was actually stressing a little bit more beside the school as well. Now, I think in my mind, I thought that was useful information to have to know the location of the school. Is it beside the school? Is it behind the school? So this is where it really just depends on what you as the speaker feel is important information for your audience to know in order to understand the message. So whether or not you would stress a certain word, again, just depends on what you want. So there. Now, definitely they are. Are is the auxiliary verb for building. Now, again, maybe you would consider the fact that they is important information. They're building, not someone else. It's them. They're building. So again, it really just depends. So they're building. So building, there's two sounds. It's not building, it's building. Building, 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 da, building. They're building a library beside the school. Now, school is a content word because it's a noun, but there's no syllable stress because it's one syllable. School, school. It's impossible to have syllable stress. Building library beside the school. They're building a library beside the school. Da 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 da. They're building a library beside the school. So remember, English is a musical language. It isn't just da, da, da. You have to add that stress. You have to add that rhythm. And hopefully you've had a lot of practice today. So if you like this lesson, if you want to keep practicing this concept, well then like it, subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. Put yes, 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 yes. Put yes, yes, yes with whatever stress you want. Maybe it's yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. There could be different stresses. Why not? It's musical. You can take da, da, da and be creative. Have fun. Do whatever makes makes you feel happy with the sound of it as well. And don't forget, you can get this free speaking guide. I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. The link to download this is in the description. Or you can just go to my website, JForrestEnglish.com. You'll see this right away and you can just enter your name and email, and this will be emailed to you absolutely free. And you're very welcome for the lesson. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Woohoo, you're very welcome. Awesome. I'm so glad. Adding that stress. I love it. All right, everyone, have such an amazing day, and I will see all of you in my next lesson. Bye, everyone.